I'm happy to join with you today in what will go down in history as the greatest demonstration for freedom in the history of our nation. 50 years ago, a great American whose symbolic shadow we stand signed the Emancipation Proclamation. This momentous decree came as a great light of hope to millions of Negro slaves who have been seared in the flame of withering injustice. It came as a joyous daybreak to end the long night of their captivity. But 100 years later, the Negro is still not free. 100 years later, the life of the Negro is still sadly crippled by the manacle of segregation and by the chain of discrimination. 100 years later, the Negro lives on a lonely island of poverty, in the midst of vast ocean of material prosperity. 100 years later, the Negro is still languishing in the corners of American society and finds himself an exile of his own land. When the architect of our republic wrote the magnificent words of the Constitution and Declarations of Independence, they were signing a promissory note to which American was the forehead. This note was a promise to all men, yes, black men as well as white men, where we guarantee the unalienable rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It is obvious today that America has defaulted on these promissory notes insofar as the citizens of color are concerned. Instead of honoring this sacred obligation, America has given Negro people a bad check, a check which has come marked insufficient funds. But we refuse to believe that the Bank of Justice is bankrupt. We refuse to believe there are insufficient funds in the great vault of opportunity of this nation. So we have come to cash this check, a check that will give us upon demand the riches of freedom and the security of justice. We have come to this hollow spot to remind America of the fears of urgency now. Now is the time to make the real promises of democracy. Now is the time to raise the dark and desolate valley of segregation to the sunlit path of racial justice. Now is the time to lift our nation from the quicksands of racial injustice to the solid rock of brotherhood. Now is the time. There are those who are asking the devotees of civil rights, when will you be satisfied? We can never be satisfied as long as the Negro is victim of unspeakable horrors of police brutality. We can never be satisfied as long as the Negro in Mississippi cannot vote, and the Negro in New York believes he has nothing to vote. No, no. We are not satisfied, and we will not be satisfied until justice rolls down like waters and righteousness like a mighty stream. Let us not wallow in the valley of despair. I say to you today, my friends, even so we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold this truth to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day, on the red hill of Georgia, the son of the former slave and the son of the former slave owners will be able to sit down at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day, even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering the heat of oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream. My 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day, down in Alabama, with its vicious racists, with its governor having his lips dripping with the words of interposition and nullification, one day, right there in Alabama, little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls as brother and sister. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day, every valley will be exalted, every hill and every mountain should be made low, every rough places should be made plain, and the crooked places will be made straight, and the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together. This is our hope. This is the faith that I'll go back down south with. With this faith, we will be able to hew out of the mountain of despair a stone of hope. With this faith, we will be able to transform the jangling discord of our nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood. With this faith, we will be able to work together, to pray together, to struggle together, to go to jail together, to stand for freedom together, knowing that we will be free one day. This will be the day. This will be the day when all God's children will be able to sing with a new meaning. My country, tears of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. From every mountain side, where my fathers die, land of pilgrims fly. Let it freedom ring. If America is to be a great nation, this must become true. So let freedom ring. From the prodigious hilltop of New Hampshire, let freedom ring. From the mighty mountains of New York, let freedom ring. From the heightening Alleghenies of Pennsylvania, let freedom ring. From the snow-capped Rocky of Colorado, let freedom ring. From the curvaceous slopes of California, but not only that, let freedom ring from the Stone Mountain of Georgia, let freedom ring from the Lookout Mountain of Tennessee, let freedom ring from every hill and molehill of Mississippi, from every mountainside, let freedom ring. And when this happens, when we allow freedom to ring, when we let it ring from every village, every hamlet, from every state, every city, we will be able to speed up that day where all God's children, black men and white men, Jewish and Gentile, Protestant and Catholic, will be able to join hands and sing the word of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, thank God Almighty, free at last.